Twins lose another series. Twins lose a home series. They drop 2 out of 3 games to the Chicago White Sox. Fall back 11.5 games in the AL Central. It is May 19th, y'all. This is ridiculous. They have been pronounced dead. Pronounced dead on NBC Sports Chicago by Ozzie Guillen, former White Sox manager. Let's talk about this series. Well, we're not going to talk about one thing. I recorded a video on the whole Tyler Duffy, Yermin Mercedes, I guess, La Tortuga situation. We're going to leave that one in that video. We're moving on. I'm talking about the games in this video, talking about sort of some trends in this video, and that's it. So if you want to know my thoughts on that situation, I'll put a little link to that video. Let's move forward. So the low point of this series most definitely was game 1. Twins lose 16-4, a complete laugher, an embarrassment. Even without some of their big right-handed bats, this Chicago White Sox team is just death to left-handed starting pitching. Jay Happ has had the misfortune of facing this team in back-to-back starts, and they beat him up both times. Derek Law and Sean Anderson each gave up 4 runs out of the bullpen and are gone. They are no longer on the active roster. Law was designated. Anderson has hit the IL with a strained quad. It would have been nice to see those guys pitch well, of course, but it is good. It's a good thing that they are working on this bullpen churn, that they're kind of giving guys a look and moving on. They need these guys. They need to cycle through these guys because someone's going to emerge. And when they're not working out, get them out. With the bullpen, with a lot of other things in baseball, you want to be patient. I don't know that really pays off with a bullpen typically, unless the guy's got a really long track record. We'll get back to that thought in just a moment here. But it might take a few tries. It might take a few cycles before somebody that fits. It was very unusual that Matt Whistler was just the dude last year for the Twins, and he pitched so well. This regime has caught fire with a few guys like that in the past. You can build a budget bullpen. You cannot invest in a bullpen and figure it out, but you have to keep trying different pieces if it's not working. In this, the one bright spot about that loss was Rob Refsnyder had a 4-hit game, which, if you were to be able to pick any Twin to have a 4-hit game, Rob Refsnyder would probably be the last guy you would pick. He's a 30-year-old journeyman who, doesn't really have a big role potentially on this team or a future on this team more than likely. But hey, hats off to him. He's out there battling, trying to showcase himself. So good on him for getting a 4-hit game. Game 2. This was the eventful game. This was a big game. Miguel Sanó. This was the Miguel Sanó show. The Twins won 5-4 in game 2 on a walk-off. They trailed 4-0 after 3 innings. But Sanó hit home runs in the 4th, 6th, and 8th innings. He had a 3-homer game. This guy, when he's slumping, it looks like he's never hit a baseball in his life. It feels like he's never going to hit one again. His strikeout rates are pushing 50% when he's playing poorly. But when he's on, when it's clicking, he can carry a team. Absolutely. And that's what he did in this game. 3 home runs, drove in 4 of the 5 runs. Just an incredible game from Miguel Sanó there. Going to all fields, too. And then Jorge Polanco walked it off in the bottom of the 9th against Liam Hendricks for a very nice come-from-behind victory. Twins showing some fight. I do feel like the past few weeks we've been seeing at least some more fight out of this team. And, it is nice to see these guys like Sanó, like Polanco. Max Kepler has been a little bit better as of late as well. Kind of your core guys, the guys who are supposed to be the ones carrying this franchise in a lot of ways, playing well. Bailey Ober made his major league debut in this start. He gave up 4 runs and 5 hits and a walk over 4 innings pitched. Not a great line by any means, but considering he's only made 6 starts above A-ball coming into that start, I thought it was a very solid showing. I think, he's clearly got some things he's got to work on. Facing more advanced hitters in AAA is going to benefit a guy like this. There's work to be done, certainly, but in a situation where they needed an emergency starter, Michael Pineda has an abscess that he's on the IL for now. I thought that was a very admirable outing for him on what had to be in a crazy situation, making his major league debut. But I don't want it to get lost in this game. The Sanó is definitely the headliner. Definitely. No doubt about it. But the bullpen was great in this game. Again, Ober only went 4 innings. The bullpen combined 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 5 walks, which isn't great, but 9 strikeouts. Really, maybe the best showing of the bullpen the entire season. And against the White Sox, they're down a few guys, but this is still a team that's the highest scoring offense in baseball. So really encouraging there, and that carried over a little bit to Game 3. They lost 2-1. Just got beat. I don't think this was a bad loss. The bats were incredibly quiet, but Lucas Giolito and then Liam Hendricks tend to do that. 2 really good pitchers. They covered the entire game from the White Sox. Twins, they lose this game. That means they lose the series, but I am encouraged by some of the individual outcomes from today's game. Nelson Cruz got the only 2 Twins hits. Unfortunately, nobody else brought their bats but him, but one of them was his 10th home run of the year. So, and he entered this game with a 611 OPS so far in May. So definitely good to see him have a nice game. Shoemaker got the start. He did a solid job. I think his days as a Twin are probably numbered regardless at this point, but we'll see. Anytime he is run out there, you hope he pitches well, and he did today. The bullpen, once again, a positive, very nice game. 3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 3 strikeouts. Very nice. And the guy at the center, I think, of this bullpen kind of performance, there's been a number of guys, as there always are, of the bullpen, but Alex Colomé. And this has been going on all month. He had scoreless appearance in both Tuesday and today, Wednesday's game, and is up to 7 2/3 scoreless innings for the month of May. He's only surrendered 2 hits. 2 hits over that stretch. 7 2/3 innings, just 2 hits. He entered May with an 8.31 ERA, but has shaved that down to 4.41. So very encouraging to see that. This bullpen obviously needs some help. This bullpen needs to find some consistency. We're seeing that with Colomé starting to pitch better. We're seeing that with, I think, Hansel Robles has been pitching pretty well as of late. That's a good sign. It's certainly less frustrating to watch the team when they're not beating themselves, but that's going to give them more opportunities to win ball games. So hopefully we see them start to find some more consistency now. But again, they are now 11.5 games back of Chicago in the division, and already at the kind of center of trade speculation. These aren't rumors, I would say. These aren't I don't know if these are talks. I think there's internal front office people are leaking discussions. I think they're having internally to some national MLB reporters. So I don't think there's any trade activity coming anytime soon, but teams are already talking about Twins trade targets and things like that. Again, it is May 19th. How did we get here? Cursed season. I wrote about it at Twins Daily. That's going to be published tonight, that it's a cursed season. I found 3 potential reasons why the Twins are cursed right now. It's a super important, super serious article. I need you to go check it out. Let me know what you think. But up next, the Twins are headed to Anaheim right now for a doubleheader against the Mike Troutless Angels tomorrow, before heading out to Cleveland for a 3-game series. So a tough bit of travel here, going from Minneapolis to Anaheim for a doubleheader tomorrow, and then over all the way back to Cleveland for a 3-game weekend series. Gotta find more consistency. These the last 2 games of this Chicago series, I think, are encouraging, even though they lost today. Still, even the best teams lose sometimes. So it's not like they're not going to go on like a 20-game win streak. They just need to find more consistency, make it seem plausible that they could win 7 out of 10 games over a stretch. That hasn't even been like something that seemed like it was attainable for a lot of this year so far. But if they keep playing like they have, and some of the bats come back, they get some guys healthy, I think there is hope for better baseball. It is difficult to disagree with Ozzie Guillen about the overall diagnosis of the season, but it is May 19th. We can use that as oh my God, how did we get here so quickly? It's May 19th. We can also say that there's a lot of season left. Things are not looking good. I'm not going to pretend like they're coming back, That would be historic at this point. They're at a point where no team that started off this poorly has made the playoffs ever. So I don't know. Maybe expanded playoffs doesn't sound so bad this year. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. Again, if you want to know my thoughts on the whole Yermin Mercedes thing, there's a video for that. I'll put a link in that as well. But thanks for checking this out. Again, this has been Tom. We'll talk again soon.